Hey besties, let's do a makeup tutorial, dark skin girly edition. Okay, so obviously we're gonna start with a fresh face. I've already cleaned my face and I've been wearing these eye patches for about 30 minutes. They're collagen patches. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. And when I start my makeup, I stop my brows first and okay, those don't let me be great. So I start my eyebrows and I like to use Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 4.5, and that is neutral deep brown. So I don't know if you can see that, but I had to get a new one because my other one was finished. The only thing I don't really love about these pencils is that they don't last very long. They work really good, but they last me about maybe a month and a half, and then I need a new one. So I'm gonna just roll out just to see how much is in there because I've never done this before. So let's see. I've just put my contacts in so my eyes feel a little crazy. Oh wow, that's all, wait, hold on. Oh, there. Makes a lot of sense now. Makes a lot of sense now. So this is all that's in there for $28. Makes so much sense. I expected it to be as long as the pencil, like at least down to here, but obviously not. Curiosity. Okay, so when I start my brows, I brush them up and I start by drawing the line under them. So I start from the front and follow the natural line of my eyebrows. The way I used to do my brows and the way I do them now is totally different. I used to make them really big and boxy. And now I kind of just outline them, fill them in like so. About $5 a pencil just broke off. And once I'm done filling them to the way I want them to be or look, I like to go in with the brush on the other side and brush them up and distribute that product through the brows. Because I don't want them to be too dark. And I feel like brows is the hardest part of your makeup. Once you get your eyebrows how you want them, everything else is pretty much a breeze. I feel like the concentration really is like on the brows. Once you get them to be at least fraternal twins, because we want identical twins, but we try to get them as close as possible. Because naturally they're not exactly the same. And when you get them waxed and arched and stuff, you know, they make them as close as possible. But I feel like with filling them, you realize how uneven they are. So I feel like I've filled them in to my liking pretty much. And me, I'm one of those people who I don't care about how it looks when I'm doing this part. I don't focus on it being perfect. I just make sure all the parts that I want to be filled in my eyebrow is filled, because once I go on with my concealer and my foundation, I can clean everything else up. But yeah, now that I have the base of my brows, I'm gonna go in with my brow pencil, the little flat brush and the spoolie brush, and my e.l.f. concealer. This is my new holy grail. I used to be an LA girl type of concealer, so I've elevated to the e.l.f. I'm willing to try different ones, but right now I am so in love with e.l.f.'s concealer in the tone Deep Olive. Me and her go together real bad right now, real bad. So I'm gonna just put a little in, and I use my concealer and I go underneath my eyebrows to make sure that they're like clean. And this is the part where you're shaping your brows too, so. And I used to be one of those people who do the crazy deep arch in their eyebrow. Now I try to keep it as, you know, natural to my natural eyeline, well, eyebrow shape. Now that the bottom is done, I'm gonna do the top. And I use MAC Studio Fix. I have been using this for so long. And I have tried other makeup foundation. And I'm just, when it ain't broke, don't fix it, honey. When it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I use the shade NW50. And I go in. I don't like to make my eyebrows too big anymore like I used to. Because I used to feel like, ooh, big brows, bold. But now I'm like, you know, keep it minimal. And when I feel like my eyebrows are too thick, remove from the bottom and not the top. Because I find that when you think your eyes are too big and you remove excess from the top, you make your face look, you know, you bring your brows down on your face. So if you want to remove, you want to move to keep them up on your face. So that's something I also had to learn too. Now, once my brows are the way I want them to be, I go on to my primer. Now, I know a lot of people prime before the eyebrows, but I'm just one of those who like to do the brows first because I feel like once this product is on my face, it's harder to do my brows and the product doesn't stick as much. And as you can see, I clean finished the last bottle. And this is e.l.f.'s Power Grip. Starting fresh. And I like this primer. When I first started doing my makeup, I had no idea what the heck priming was. And I did not use to prime. So I just put a little on my skin. And rub that in. And I know you probably can hear my fan in the background because when I'm doing my makeup, I like to have a mild wind blowing just to help things dry and stick how they should. Once that dries, I go back in with that MAC Studio Fix in W50. And I don't really worry about the midsection too much because I still have to go in with concealer. So the foundation is really for the places that I'm putting it. As you're applying it, obviously you're going to blend that product from the brows in too. Make sure you're in the corners. And like I said before, once you get the eyebrows done, everything else is pretty much a breeze. We did our primer, now we are onto our foundation. Make sure it's blended. Just keep blending, just keep blending. This is always something I say when I'm doing my makeup because I always remember, I can't remember the name, but there was this guy when I first started learning to do my makeup, and this was back in maybe like 2017. And he was like, if you're unsure when you're applying your makeup and you're not sure if it's blended enough, just keep blending. Because as long as you're blending, like, you know, light tapping, a little forceful, not too light, because you want to make sure that product is getting in your skin. And if you're unsure if it's even, just keep blending, because can you really overblend the product? So just keep blending, just keep blending. And you bring it down on your neck. You make sure you go all up into here, because no one wants to see your face with makeup just like this, like a mask. So we always work it down. So when I think of skincare in my face, it's all of this, all down to my neck and then this part of my chest. So I'm not gonna go down into here. Like if I was going to a event or, you know, taking pictures or something, then I would want that. But in this case, we are just going to do my normal everyday. And I do want to learn how to do the no makeup look, but I feel like every time I attempt to do the no makeup look, I still look like I have makeup. I don't know. I'm gonna watch a few more videos to figure that out, but as for now, we're gonna keep blending until I feel like it's blended in enough. Another thing that I do is I take the side of my foundation brush. I feel like I can blend this part a little bit more. And I go up and down and between my brows to remove that unibrow look. And I just like doing that better lightly with my foundation brush, because I feel like it adds the product that I need and removes that harsh look at the same time, like a blur effect. So once I work that in, my little hair is trying to get in my way. I'm gonna check every angle, but I feel like I'm pretty good. Okay, so now that the foundation is a little goes a long way, and that's why this lasts me so long, because I don't need very much to do my face. Now we're going back in with the e.l.f. concealer, Deep Olive. We're going back in with this, and this is the way I apply my concealer. Watching videos and stuff, this is what works for me. So I take the brush and I go in with 2 dots. As you can see, it's a good amount of product. 1 above my lip, 1 on my chin, and I do a good healthy one on my forehead. And I like to call that my T-zone. And then I go in with my Flawless Concealer brush from e.l.f. and I blend these in. Now when I blend, I think of a triangle. So I blend this way, and bring it like this. So like a little, I don't know, I refer to it as a triangle. Like a little pizza maybe. From the jawline, my nose, under eye, and out. So like this and down. So yeah, that's the shape that I blend my concealer in. And you want to make sure you get in those folds. And I blend out, as you can see, like this. And I've tried different ways of doing my concealer, but this is the way that I like to do it now. I feel like it makes my face look like a MUA did it. It's giving MUA, honey. And remember, just keep blending, just keep blending. And I measure with my nose. I don't want to go anywhere below that with this or in this area. So as you can see, like the shape that I get when I do it. And then I do the other side. And I feel like with the concealer, you have to do this part very quickly because you don't want it to dry. And I see, like, you know, when people do the put it in a shape, let it sit first before you move it around and blend it in. I've tried those techniques, but this one I like the most, and I have been using it religiously. But I'm very open to trying other ones. And we keep that same shape and work it out. And then the one above my lip, I just go along my whole upper lip. Just because this is one of the spots on my face that my makeup messes up a lot. My smile zone and above my lips. So I like to add additional coverage here with my concealer. And I don't like to go, see how I did that right there? Clean that up with my foundation brush. And brush it up. Because I don't like to go outside of this space above my lip. Once I do that, do the chin in a circular motion in the middle of my chin. Just keep blending, just keep blending. And I do it till I feel like it looks as smooth and blurred in. And then I do that forehead. So I try to do all of this in about a minute or so. A minute and a half maybe. Now once the concealer is applied to my liking, I go in with my Mercier Ultra Blur Setting Powder in the color Translucent Medium Deep. And I like to use, the same way I said this little shape thingy and bring it out, I like to use this little puff that I got from, I believe I got this from like, oh, Beauty Creations is what I got. And I do the tip in, put a little product, and I blow the excess. And then I go the same way I applied it is how I apply the setting powder. And I don't like to apply too much of this. That's why I blow the product away first before I apply it, to avoid applying too much, because I feel like when you over apply this, you look like a donut. The forehead, and I was like, we're going to go in and brush that away, but I like to let it sit. We're gonna let it sit for about a minute. Okay, now that that has set, I have a few brushes. I haven't decided which one I like doing this with, but we have this Rose Beauty that I got, and we have a small stipple. Now, I know this is probably not what this is made for, but I like this one because it's smaller, and it's a brush that I had, but I go in and aggressively brush it away. And this brush makes me feel fancy. So cute, see? Brush it away. And I brush it in the direction that I applied it as well. So as you see, this one I'm going out with this way. Then over here, we're gonna go this way. And brush it out. And then we're gonna push it down. Okay. I go in with my blush, and I have my blush from MAC, and this is Wrapped Candy Extra Dimension Blush. I've had this blush for a little bit, and I like it because it does have like a 3D dimensional look to it, and I believe it's from like the shimmery look that it has. So I have been like fully committed to her and not willing to try no one else. The shade is perfect, the application is perfect, the pigment, everything about this blush for my skin as a chocolate girly is mwah, chef's kiss. Not sure you can convince me that another blush is better than this one, okay? If you do, tell me. I'm willing to try it. Prove me wrong. But right now, this is the holy grail as far as blush in my skin tone. Put it up. Now with this, you can easily go above and beyond and to do too much, but we're not gonna do too much. So do a little circle, blow it. And when I apply my blush, I apply like this. And I measure with my lip, my cheekbone, and upward, and I brush upward. Now see, that's a good amount right there. I don't need any more. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. I remember when I first started using blush, I used to literally do the cheeks. I would smile and then go in a circle on my cheeks. Oh my gosh. And I thought that was so cute. And I would put too much and it would be literally the balls of my cheekbones. Whew, have we grown? So now you're gonna just beat that in, because as we say, just keep blending, just keep blending, just keep blending. And now we're gonna go in with our highlighter. Now I've been on this Morphe highlighter for a little minute. I used to like the Milani one before this, and then once I think I still have my Milani, to be honest. Yeah, I'm so committed to her. Now in my defense, I did drop it and I lost some product, but baby, we have been using her. Now I'm gonna go in with my highlighter brush. Where is she? Okay, yes, all my brushes are really e.l.f. brushes, except the rose. I got the rose from a store called Mad Rag, and I just seen it and thought it was cute, and I'm a pink girly, so I had to grab her. I do plan on getting me some pink makeup brushes eventually. But back to this highlighter. I like to apply the tip of the highlighter brush straight in, and I'll twirl it in my fingers as I do that. Tap the extras, blow. Because I don't like to do too much of this, because I remember I used to do too much of this too, and I was out and a guy was like, "Whew, you like a Grammy." So I was just like, golden? Okay, yeah, I might have too much highlighter on. So now the way we apply, because I used to go all up in there on my nose, above my eyebrows. I used to underline my eyebrows with the highlighter, on my forehead. Like, you know, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. I was just sparkling and glowing. But, and I lightly go in on the top of that where I brushed it up, and I do the same application above the blush with the highlighter. So to me, it's like the cherry on top of my highlighter. I mean, my blush. My highlighter is the cherry on top of my blush. It's like candy on your face. Like, I don't know. I just look at blush and highlighter as like the fun part on your face. Because a lot of people don't do it. So I just feel like it just makes it pop. Now, this is a preference. I go in with a little. After I got it where I want it, I dab a little on my forehead in a circle of motion. I think just because I'm a glitter girly, all things pink and shimmery. A little on the forehead, a little line on the nose, and not too much, as you can see. I just feel like it adds that extra glow to your face. And I go above my lips. Now this, like I said, it's a preference. It's a preference in how you like your makeup. And yeah, I think we are good with what we got going on. And once we do this part, if I feel like anything is too harsh in what I did, I go back in with that trusty foundation brush. And if you feel like you applied too much, because on this side I do feel like I have a little bit too much blush. I could be wrong, but in this lighting I do feel like it's a little bit too much. But the girls who know, once I set this with some setting spray and hit the shower, I'll probably be good. But in my defense, I'm just gonna go in with a little of that foundation brush. And I feel like it just adds a little of the foundation on top. Not enough to ruin it, not enough to make it go away, just enough to dim it down. And if I feel like I have too much going on, I do that just to keep things all even. And I'm liking it, yeah. So now that I've done my face, like I said, after the eyebrows, everything else is pretty much smooth sailing. Because I don't do all the contouring and all that extra stuff. I would like to learn, but I don't feel like it's a look that I would enjoy on my face too much. So now that we did this, we are going to put our brows on. So I have these eyebrows from eyelashes. I have these eyebrows from me. I have these eyelashes from Icy Hair. I ordered their curly half wig, which I'm gonna tell you about that. And they gave me these lashes, so I'm gonna use them. I have already doubled up a pair, And I'm wrong. I'm dead wrong. And I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong. I take accountability. I'm going to apply my lashes with this. And I am wrong. I'm going to get some eyelash glue. I absolutely am going to get some eyelash glue. I had some Duo. I can't find it. So we're going to go on with and apply my lashes. So I just apply the glue on my eyelashes, let them sit for about 30 seconds because that's what it says on the glue. It dries in 30 seconds. So I let it sit to get tacky, honestly. So sorry I'm using this, but I can't find my tweezer right now, and I swear I had it down here. I'm gonna apply the glue on there, a generous amount, and let it dry. So as I'm doing that and that, I just give them a little time for the glue to dry and be tacky and not wet. Because when it's wet, and if it goes in my eye and I have these contacts, then it burns my eye, then it's stuck into my contact, and I have to take it off, then my makeup start running, eyes are watering. It's like I'm crying, and now my makeup is ruined, and I have to go back and fix everything. So we let it dry till it's tacky. Now that they're tacky, we're gonna apply them. I got one on. Let it dry and stick it down. Put it down. Put it on. Put it down. Once I do my lashes, I go in with my Ruby Kiss. Another one that stuck on. The hair store, baby. Hair store. Ruby Kiss hair store. How much? About like $1.99, $2.99. Very, very pigmented. Now, this is one of them products that I don't see myself spending any more money on anywhere else. For $2-3? Nah. And I go under my eyes. I feel like I make ugly faces when I'm applying my makeup and doing my hair. I'm gonna go in with the setting spray first, and this is Revolution Superfix, and I used to just use the hair store setting sprays or elf setting spray until I went to Ulta one day, and I was talking with one of the makeup artists, and she introduced me to this, and I have literally been putting every person that asks me anything about makeup onto this setting spray right here. I got it in Ulta, and now I found out that you can get it in Ulta and Target too. And I just love it. And I've had this for a good while. So this was about $28, $30, something along that lines. And I've had this for a few months. So I can say that it's worth it. And I am a generous applier when I apply a setting spray. But I spray far away and I just let it rain on me. Oh, and you see how I have that wet feeling like I was dancing in the rain? And that's why I had my fan going, but it died on me. So the next thing to me is this lash package, and I just dry it. See, I had a fan. It died. And yeah, let's see. Okay. But yeah, this is why I like to have my fan near me when I'm doing my makeup, but it did die because I had it going the whole time. But good dry. And the girls that know that the perfect thing after you do your makeup is then to take a shower. Because I feel like once you do your makeup and then now you go in and take that hot shower, well, a hot wash up. Because you should already taken your shower before, but I'm just saying like a quick wash up in some steam hot water is like the ultimate setting spray for your makeup, in my opinion. So once I do this, so I like to do all my, everything before, and then once my makeup is on, I just take me a quick bird bath in some steamy water. And I avoid this area, but it's getting all the steam from the shower. So I recommend, if you're going somewhere, going out with the girls night, date night, you know, wherever you're going, you want to look nice, make it look good, to get that perfect melt. Yes, you're going to go in with a setting spray, but take you a hot, I don't want to say a 3 or 4 bath, but a bird bath. Just get in the steam for a little bit and avoid, you know, obviously washing the upper area. Even if you're just standing there, or you steam the bathroom out and just standing there while, you know, it's getting all steamy, it just sets your makeup so much more, in my opinion. But now we're gonna move on to the lips. I'm gonna keep this going on this side because I do like it to go well under me. This is my Kylie Jenner lip pencil, Kylie Cosmetics, and this is the tone Coca. So I go in with my lips first and just line them. Now that we line the lips, I go in with my lipstick from MAC, and this is Velvet Teddy. I couldn't see the name clearly, but this is one of my favorite lipsticks too. And go on the inside. Never rub, always and then I got a lip gloss, the Hairstyle lip gloss, honey, Broadway. Nothing expensive. This is like $1.50, $1.99 at the hair store or your local beauty supply. You do the same thing. Tap that out. And in an instant, when that's happening, a little kiss on the paper don't hurt. And this is our final and complete makeup look. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me how y'all feeling. Do you like it? Do you love it? What would you add? What would you take away? Just give me your opinions, your honest reviews. This is my full makeup tutorial, dark skin edition. I hope you guys love it. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I love you, besties. And that is the final beat, honey. Tell me what it's giving. Do you love it? Or do you love it?